Of course, know that you are one of the most controversial political figures of our time. And this is your first appearance since your rather overwhelming victory in the Wisconsin primaries. Now, sir, what brings you east at this time?
Your program, largely, Mr. Huey.
And I believe that also this week you expect to make an address in Connecticut. Is that correct, sir?
I'm speaking tomorrow night at the Klein Memorial Hall at Bridgeport, Connecticut.
And, of course, our viewers know that in Connecticut, that's the home state of a man that you've had a few words with, Senator Bill Benton. Now, sir, what's the purpose of your going into Connecticut? Is it to defeat Senator Benton or to try to help defeat Senator Benton?
My purpose, Mr. Huey, will be about the same as the purpose in some 12, 13 states that I'll visit, and that is to bring important facts to the American people. You see, I got a very strong feeling that most of our people in public life underestimate the intelligence of the American people. They try to argue and tell people how to vote. I think you need merely give the people the facts, and then you can go home and don't worry, they'll vote right.
Well, now, at Bridgeport, Connecticut, do I understand you correct to say that you are opening a 12 or 13 state drive now in support of the national ticket?
I think I'll be in, I may be wrong on the number, Mr. Huey. I think that I am now scheduled to speak in some 13 or 14 states where they have close senatorial contests.
Well, Senator, a lot of people came into your state, into Wisconsin, to try to defeat you in the primaries, and it seemed to have worked the other way. Mm-hmm. Now, don't you think that perhaps when you go into these states, it may have that sort of effect?
Well, Mr. Hazlitt, that's pronounced Hazlitt, right?
That's right.
I'm sorry. Mr. Hazlitt, I do not intend to go into those states and tell the people how to vote. I don't intend to go in and discuss the local men running for Congress or for senator. I intend to go into those states and give the American people the cold, documented picture of the sellout in Korea, the extent to which communism has been directing our foreign policy, our suicidal foreign policy, if you please. And if the American people want more of that, then they can vote for the present administration. I may say this, that my appeal is largely made to Democrats. I feel that the millions of Americans who have long voted the Democrat ticket are just as loyal, they love America just as much, they hate communism just as much as the average Republican. And I think it is up to those loyal Democrats to realize that as of today they don't have a party in Washington. The only way they can have a change is by voting Republican.
Well, do you think a lot of Democrats came in and voted for you in the Wisconsin election?
I don't think it. I know it. Our normal, let's put it this way, 2 years ago, the Democratic vote was about 47% of the total. The Republican vote, 53%. This year we had let's see, I think these figures are right, 83% Republican vote, 17% Democrat vote, and most of the Democrats apparently voted for McCarthy because I carried the Democrat wards normally better than I carried the Republican wards, which proves my contention, and that is that in this fight against communism, it isn't a Democrat fight, it isn't a Republican fight. And for that reason, I don't go into any state and tell the people how to vote.
What is the broader interpretation of your own victory in Wisconsin as you see it?
Well, I would say, Mr. Hazlitt, number one, it was not a vote for McCarthy. It was a vote on an issue, an all-important issue. The American people recognize that the one real issue, not the phony issue, is the issue of communism, corruption, all tied up with the Korean War and World War, call it 2.5, call it a police action, call it what you may. It means that the American people are sick way down deep inside at what's been going on. And that, it was, I'd like to consider it a tribute to McCarthy, but it was not. It was a vote upon an all-important issue, and I just hope that many of our good friends realize that that is the issue this year.
Well, you imply, Senator, by saying that they didn't vote for McCarthy, you imply that you've become something of a symbol now to a large group of Americans. Now, just what do you believe you symbolize in the American political scene now?
I don't quite like the way you put that question, Mr. Huey. let's put it this way, many people have been waiting for someone to expose the extent to which our suicidal foreign policy has been dictated from the Kremlin. They've been waiting for someone to really get up and fight corruption the way men like Senator Williams have fought it. And I think my people in Wisconsin were voting in approval of a fight against communism, corruption, the sellout of American interests. And they weren't voting for Joe McCarthy.
Well, would you
I happen to be the recipient of the vote, and I certainly appreciate it a great deal.
Well, would you say the other